Whatever time you are watching this webisode, I hope it is good. My name is Jeff Schubert, and my discovery of the East Brunswick area continued at Creme Ridge Winery. This winery is about 40 minutes outside of East Brunswick. It's fantastic. I really liked it, got the grand tour, and of course did some tasting. It was my first time going to a winery / vineyard, so I was really looking forward to it. Jerry Amabile is the son of winery founders Tom and Joan Amabile, and he's currently the president of Creme Ridge.
Jeff, great to see you. We give hugs here. Nice to see you.
This is a family-run business, right?
Actually, Mom and Dad started the business 30 years ago, and we've elevated. Now we have a shared leadership team of Tim and Jackie Schlitzer, who are my best friends, and our winemaker, Mike Roche, as well as Lindsay Fenton, our general manager.
Now you said, is it exactly 30 years or congratulations?
It'll be 30 years in April, on April 16th, which is also my wife's birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I see a lot of bottles of wine. I'm assuming, are these the wines that you guys carry?
Absolutely. Right now, I think we have about 23 in offerings from reds and whites and fruit wines to some really cool infused wines. So yes, this is our lineup right now.
What is the philosophy of Creme Ridge?
There are really two different philosophies of winemakers, in my opinion. And being able to have had the opportunity to watch my father make wine, there's a chemistry-driven winemaker and there's an artistic-driven winemaker. Now, my father was an engineer by trade, worked for PSE&G, but he made wine in the basement of our home. He also sang opera. So Mike, who is our winemaker now, who learned from my father, is artistic driven. Yes, you need some chemistry driven, but artistic driven brings it to a whole new level. What about pineapple? There are many recipes on it. My father always opened his heart and the winery and the doors to making a wine made from fruit, and all of our friends in the wine business from other wineries throughout the country always came to my father and said, "How did you do this?" And he always shared his recipe, because the more people that drink wine, the more all of our businesses grow because of it. So my father was really kind of considered the grandfather of fruit wines in the wine business.
I think you were about to say the happier the world would be.
Oh, the happier the world would be, yes. You drink wine and love one another. It's a pretty easy concept to follow.
So there's a lot going on here, Jerry. First, how does the bottling process work? Because I know it's going on right behind us.
Yes, at Creme Ridge Winery we have an automated bottling line that's actually 18 years old. And after the wine is finished and filtered and ready to be bottled, it gets pumped right into the bottling line, where there's a splash of nitrogen that eliminates all of the oxygen out of the bottle, because wine's worst enemy is oxygen, and then corks it, capsules, and labels.
Now, you just said oxygen is the enemy, but aren't there certain wines you're supposed to let breathe a certain amount of time? Or?
It's a good question, Jeff. There are two philosophies that my father always shared with us, is that wine's worst enemy is oxygen, so that you should, when you have it, you should consume the wine, okay, before it starts to deteriorate. The other is that when a wine needs to get used to its new environment, okay, so it can adapt it to its new environment. We're kind of believers that you should drink it right away and not waste any time. However, it's up to you. It's your choice to do that. Yeah.
Now, I'm looking right behind you, and I see what could be shot glasses for a giant. What are those?
They're shot glasses for a giant. Yes, exactly right. These are eggs that we're doing some fermenting in. Okay. We just crushed some Cabernet Franc from our friends at 4JG Vineyard in Colts Neck. So we crushed them, and our winemaker is now getting ready to inoculate it with great wine yeast to begin the fermentation.
Nice. Now, one of your employees, Mike, was working over here a little while ago. What was he doing?
Yeah, he was stirring the kind of the yeast brew to get ready for the fermentation. What you want to do is to be able to initiate the fermentation on your own, not allow it to happen on its own. If it happens on its own, it could be a bad strain of yeast within the grapes. So to inoculate it with good yeast, you're in control of the game.
After meeting with Jerry, I wanted to see the vineyard, so I met with the vineyard manager, Jackie.
So Jackie, as vineyard manager, what are your job duties?
So my job duties vary. no doubt. We're kind of doing a little bit of everything for everybody here at the winery, but outside in the vineyard, my primary responsibility is take care of these little gems.
Now, I was looking on your website and it was talking about the transition to going permaculture. Where are you in that process and what is permaculture?
So 2 years in now, we have not applied any kind of pesticide, chemical, traditional pesticide management on our grapevines, and we're trying to work from the ground up. So the permaculture concept is to improve the structure of what's in the ground, what lies beneath, and hope that that can help create a hardy, resistant grapevine.
And it's also like a healthier, more eco-friendly way of harvesting?
Absolutely. So, you know, I have a little grandson, he's 2.5, and when he comes to visit, he loves to be able to run through the vineyard, and I feel a lot more confident being able to let him run underneath the vines and up and down, not worrying that there's been some kind of heavy chemical applied to the ground, like Roundup or, you know, anything along those lines.
Now it was time for what everyone comes to a winery for, tasting some wine. Now keep in mind, I'm not a big drinker and I hadn't eaten anything before I got there. My server's name was Linda.
Tasting is up to 10 wines, and as you can see, our list is organized very specifically. We start off with our whites, we move into our reds, and then we finish with our fruits and our blends. This is our Chardonnay,
Okay.
blended with just a splash of our cranberry wine. So you're just going to get a little hint of that sweet tartness. The cranberries do come from Jersey, so they're nice and local. The Chardonnay grapes do as well, so it's a nice local wine. Hence the name Jersey Berry.
Delicious.
Fabulous.
Now, when I was talking to Jerry and I said to him, what if I came in and said to you, I want something that's low acidic, low tannin, and a little bit on the sweet side? The Riesling was the one he recommended.
Okay.
So that is what I will try.
Fabulous. So then this is our sweet Riesling. So like I said, our sweet Riesling is sweet, but it's not too sweet.
I like that a lot.
The Jersey Berry?
Huh?
I didn't pour it yet.
There was something in there.
Jersey Berry.
Oh, okay.
Clearly not a connoisseur of wine.
Now what some of our customers do is they will actually, as they're doing their tastings, they'll rank them. So like I've seen people use smiley faces, stars, rainbows, exclamation points, all that kind of stuff. So it's just a way for them to gauge how they like their wines as they're going along. Because by the fourth wine, people tend to forget what they like.
So if it's okay, there's two more I want to try.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one more before the almond berry.
Okay.
And that would be the blackberry.
Oh, the Java Berry.
Java berry, yes.
Okay.
Because Jerry was talking about that, and that sounds really good.
Java Berry is phenomenal. Did you want to finish?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wait. You like that? Right? You gotta.
Yeah.
Is that the motion?
If you wanted to do the proper smell part of it, it's actually two parts. So after you swirl, right, you're swirling, and then you're gonna sniff really quick at the rim. And then if you wanted to get a better impression, you're gonna stick your nose in your glass a little bit further and take a deeper inhale. And then you're able to pick up more of the aroma, the nuances.
Okay, there we go. Now deeper.
Yeah?
The nose thing I think I knew but may have blocked out of my mind. You see, when I was a kid, my nana used to yell at me, "You're always sticking your nose in things. Take your nose out of there." I mean, this wasn't a metaphor. I literally used to stick my nose in things. It was food, but you know, smell, but still.
I can really taste both.
Exactly.
I can taste the coffee and I can taste the blackberry.
Yeah.
I like visiting a winery. Like I was telling Jerry off camera, even as a kid, I always liked watching people who are good at what they do and passionate about it do it. It just, made it more interesting for me. So if you're in the area of Creme Ridge, definitely check it out. Tell Jerry I said hey. What those guys do over there, they have 30 years experience, they do it with expertise, and they do it with love.
Great. It's funny, you said something interesting about not judging. Whereas wine sometimes can have a reputation, or wine aficionados can have a reputation for being judgmental, right?
Right. We want to break that barrier down. And I think it's our mission in life to do so. We want you to kind of think out of the box. And if you want to drink a wine over ice, so be it. You want it microwaved, go right ahead. As long as you are drinking wine.
If you want to refrigerate red wine, go ahead and
go
knock
right
yourself.
ahead. It doesn't matter. As long, if it makes you happy and it tastes great to you, fine. If you want it in a large 20-inch straw and sip it out of the bottle, go right ahead.